is a reason to talk with Chris Reason. Today's episode, we are talking and discussing, reviewing the GLCW CYN, or Control Your Narrative, and Great Lakes Championship Wrestling, cross promotional, whatever, show Awakening at Circle B, which is just a event area in Cedarburg, Wisconsin. And we are going to figure out here today if it was good. I'm going to tell you no, a lot of it wasn't, but there's always room for more stuff. That being said, there's a lot of other stuff we could do for this show. But before we get into the show, today, let's hear from today's sponsor of W Energy. Get your fix of Jitterless Energy Blend Galaxy Grenade with the flavors of watermelon, guava, and lime explosion, naturally and artificially flavored. There's 30 servings into a container, which ain't too bad for the price, especially with the CRN10 10% off discount code. That is w.gg/discount/CRN10. That's DUBBY.gg/discount/CRN10 and get yourself 10% off your order today of W Energy. There's Galaxy Grenade, a new one, Beach and Peach, which I haven't tried yet, or the Dub Slide, which is Granny Smith Apple. I forgot the rest of it, but I haven't tried a lot of it. But this one, the Galaxy Grenade, oh my god, this shit works. It's delicious. Vitamin C, B3, B6, B12, and a whole bunch of other stuff in there. But get it today if you need that boost of energy for the gym, get some serious hours of gaming done just to wake up in the morning. You know, all that jazz. So, my friend Zach and I, who've been in the podcast before and also on Chris Reason Network YouTube videos with the gameplay and a whole bunch of other stuff with IGQ, WDHA, and TVW when that was around, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But today we're reviewing Control Your Narrative and Great Lakes Championship Wrestling Promotion presents Awakening at Circle B. I'm going to start off by saying the part that I was disappointed in is that none of these fucking matches had no referee. There was a ref for the match. My understanding is that Control Your Narrative style is that there is no referee. You either win by knockout, tap out, or can't stand, which that's the same thing as fucking knockout. But whatever. So my question is, are you guys not promoting your style the whole fucking way? Even I get it that it's a cross promotion, so you're not gonna have the same rules over and over again. But they had a lot of matches where it was Control Your Narrative stars fighting each other or wrestling each other, and it was nothing. I didn't understand it at all. But it's like the same regular matches. So what's the point? But even with being a cross promotional show with GLCW, Great Lakes Championship Wrestling, and CYN, wouldn't you want to book some of the matches Control Your Narrative style to get people into or used to this style of professional wrestling? Mind you, that literally this show wouldn't have been all there if it wasn't for GLCW helping CYN, but who knows? It could have been too, but maybe they would have brought other people in. Who knows? But besides that, what are we doing here? You think you would have some matches to get people used to the idea of Control Your Narrative style, and the fact that they banned super kicks, Canadian destroyers, and middle rope or dive through the ropes, tope suicidas, or whatever you want to call them, because in EC3's words, everybody fucking does them. I don't know if he dropped the F-bomb in there, so I might have been paraphrasing, but everybody does it. I get it, but what's the point? Are you not going to promote or push your ideas of this style of wrestling? Furthermore, besides that, it wasn't a bad show. I'm going to say that. It was not a bad show. I've seen horrible, horrible shows. But the card, I know wrestling and a lot of other stuff, cards subject to change, but the card was drastically changed for a lot of this stuff. Like, for instance, they advertised that Austin Aries was going to be there. Did he wrestle? No, he was just there. He pretty much just, they didn't even say he was going to wrestle, like just a meet and greet. He was just says he's there. Congratulations. But who knows if that's going to be going on further than that. Some of the card that they promoted, let me look it up here quick. Right here. Main event, Adam Shear and EC3 versus Joey Avalon and Drew Hernandez. Joey Avalon, I don't even think Drew Hernandez were even there. The main event was an 8-man tag team match of Adam Shearer, EC3, Flip Gordon, and I'm sorry if I butchered this name, Deontay Smiley. Fucking Deontay Smiley is fucking fantastic wrestler. Versus it was like not a Survivor Series style match with elimination, but Survivor Series 4-4 like they're doing teams type of thing. You had Team CYN, Team Control Your Narrative, versus Team GLCW, which is the local wrestling promotion with their stars and everything like that. So I get that, and then they're trying to book the heavyweight champion. Which, by the way, this is a terrible way to book your champion in this style of match. I mean, there was no way. Like, it didn't look bad, but it could have been better for him. Hell, the guy that they even shook hands with wasn't even the champion at the end. It was I forgot his name, but like he took a beating. He took a lot of chops. That guy's back and fucking chest were beat red at the end of that match. And they even were joking around like he was going to do it. Adam Shearer was going to try to do it again after the match, but they were messing with him. And they shook his hand. Like, dude, that guy has total respect to everybody there. And he took a fucking beating. You could fucking tell. I hope they paid him well. But we're going to start off the beginning of the show. It is almost a squash match because it was going to be Big Damo versus Jordan Cross, but that was actually Big Damo, aka Killian Dane, against I forgot this guy's name. His gimmick was the dude. He looked like a cheap version of Dolph Ziggler mixed with everybody from Jersey Shore. I can tell you one thing. I felt bad for Big Damo in that match. Like that. Oh my god, the dude needs to go work on his everything almost. I got the idea with the gimmick. He's one of those douchebags. Heels that is like tries to like this town sucks and all that type of crap. I get it, but his punches, like a ground and pound punch type of thing, where they're crawled on top, looked worse than Shane McMahon's punches. Mind you, Shane McMahon tries to pretend to do real punches, and it's just horrible. And half of them don't even look like they're connecting. And that was part of it. And then also he kept saying "dough" like he was Homer Simpson. He was like doing the punch. He's like "dough, dough, dough." I'm like, who the fuck makes that noise when punching somebody? Like, what the hell? And then there was a little botch in there, but it wasn't too noticeable or too bad. Damo went for the scoop slam and then or body slam to do I think he did a leg drop afterwards. But like, it didn't look like he got up there with Big Damo holding him up and like almost didn't flip all the way to land on his back into the bump. But it was just weird. Overall, 3 out of 5. Big Damo came out with the win over the dude. Wasn't bad. After that, there was a couple matches in between. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna remember the whole entire card here. But you had Jordan 6-man tag of Jordan Cross and 2 people I can't remember against this team that looked like frat boys. And for Jordan Cross being a local wrestler, he had his own fucking fan club, but like behind us, probably I don't know if it was family or friends, but who cares? It was like 6 people all wearing Jordan Cross. He's from Kenosha, Wisconsin, mind you. This is in Cedarburg, and they didn't fucking push anything at all right there, and there was a nice spot where Jordan Cross like dove like almost did like a coffin style, not a coffin drop, but almost like a splash, kind of like a cross between the coffin drop and the Kofi Kingston like flyback, where like pretend to get like, hey, catch me type of thing. It was okay. Mind you that the ceiling is too short for, in my opinion, any type of wrestling match, because like you could put someone up for a choke slam or a power bomb, and their head is through that ceiling. Hell, somebody tried just standing on the top rope to taunt, and his head was in the ceiling, like as a tile type of, not a tile, like those ceilings were like the office tile where you can like push them away to like put them back up and everything. And it was just hilarious, like, he's getting on the top, everybody's cheering him, and the next thing you know, hey, look, my head's in the fucking ceiling. Because there's no room for anything in this. Overall, it wasn't a bad match. There was one guy that stood out to me. I don't remember his name in that either, but it was like the fraternity brothers type of thing. You had like one guy that looked like the head of it, a pledge, and a guy that was supposed to be like the muscle. The muscle is where we pretty much saw anything from that, and that part was good. I can guarantee you that part was great. he shows potential, and it's fucking great for everything in wrestling. Like, he could be doing a lot more besides with that gimmick. Um, there's some other matches in there. There was like one match. I'm going all over the place with order of this card, but whatever. You had the Love Machine Tito, I can't remember his name, versus somebody named Power Punch Vinny. Those two, out of everybody there, I think they were GLCW stars. I don't know if they were CYN or not, but those guys put on a good show. You got the cheesy gimmick of the Love Machine where you kept going. It worked. It works. People were laughing at him and people were hating him. But he had like a mix of almost like a high flyer not standard style, with like a little bit of striking, which wasn't too bad. And then Vinny was like in between there too. Vinny was doing a lot of the chops and like the punches. Like his finisher was a discus punch. I felt like that could have been performed a little better. But the discus punch, that was a good. Oh, I also forgot to mention that the 6-man tag with the frat boy thing, 2.5 out of 5. All right. But other than that, like, the match with Vinny and Tito, that was great. I'm gonna give that a 3.5 out of 5. There's probably some other stuff in there that could have been done to make it a little bit better, but it was good. There was a match between good God, there's so many names. There was this guy named something Conway, and I kept making the Conway Twitty jokes. And Bulletproof something. I can't remember the name. Bulletproof. I'm going to say Bulletproof and Conway to go with this. Bulletproof had the MMA style mixture of the Matt Riddle, no MMA gear type of thing, where he had the shorts, but then he was barefoot, and then he came out with like a weird version of a skull mask that also looked like a ski mask or like ski goggles. Like, it didn't really that part for his gimmick is weird. But it was just like not a squash match, but it was like, oh hey, we're fighting or hiding from the guy, and then Bulletproof, whatever his name is, did a lot of gut wrench suplexes and kept throwing him and throwing him and throwing him. That guy took a lot of bumps for this dude, so I got that. Conway had general manager, had a manager with him that so reminded me of a cross between Alex Wright's character of Berlin in WCW with the look and Sinister Minister with ECW. And then he looked like he was wearing a jacket, like it was a vampire jacket that you got at Spirit Halloween or any Halloween store. I get what he's trying to do. It kind of works, but it's been done before, like especially with that mix. There was a match. That match, I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5. Nothing too special, but it wasn't bad either. There was a match. It was almost like a comedy match. You had Psycho Boy Fodder versus the stupidest name ever, Man Bun Jesus with Groovy Bear as their manager. Oh my God, I get it. Head or fucking Man Bun Jesus is a comedy gimmick. I get it. And I was hoping Fodder would destroy Man Bun, and he pretty much did. Fodder came out with the win. Fodder is a beefy looking, not a beefy, but a muscular dude. This guy's jacked, and he has skills. He's in a couple AEW matches as well, I think, and Ring of Honor as well. This guy has talent. I can guarantee you, this guy has fucking talent. The fact that they they booked him into a match with this Man Bun Jesus is, they fucking could have done more. Man Bun Jesus was just terrible. Also, holy sacrilegious, he actually had like a fake barbed wire thing around his head. Fucking stupid. And then the gimmick of the bear was that the bear was twerking. Fucking horrible. I mean, at the end of the match, Fodder came out with the win. I forgot what the finish was. And then I pinned Man Bun Jesus, and then the bear came in, and then he was pretending to give CPR to Man Bun Jesus, and Fodder just decked him, and I'm like, oh, thank God. That's the fan side of myself. I'm like everybody was chanting, punch the bear, punch the bear. It was hilarious. Besides that too, it's just like there's a lot of stuff in here that, like, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It was a good match. They booked Fodder to win, which was great. It made his character look good and his wrestler, and made him look good. And Fodder could have destroyed him. I would love to see Psycho by Fodder in like a hardcore style of match, or even a strong style type of match. That'd be fucking fantastic to see. That was a great match. There was a segment with Cal Hero, Fanny Pack Kid, a local wrestler in GLCW, but the promoter's son, because he was just out with surgery for shoulder surgery, or something, I don't remember, and he's expected to be cleared by July or something like that. And pretty much, there's a lot more to go from there. There's um, like I'm trying to think here. They did a gimmick where it was like a talk show type of thing, and they asked him some questions. This guy who's like dressed as like a cowboy with a bowling shirt, wearing Crocs, and they were dissing each other because Cal's music is I forgot Jitterbug by Wham, and they're like he said something about like his music being terrible, and he goes, I didn't know cowboys wear Crocs. It was fucking stupid. Pretty much, EC3 came out. This was before the main event. EC3, like literally right before. EC3 came out, and then Cal Hero got Jordan Cross, who's their friends, to come out too, and they were talking, and they're like, Jordan Cross, you were supposed to be in this match, but do you know why we didn't book you to do it? Something stupid. And they're like begging you for the match. I was not paying attention to any of this. I didn't care at all. Like, there was no good storyline of why the fuck they didn't book him to that. Hell, that fucking crowd left before the main event. They're saying this show sucks because they didn't book Jordan Cross to the main event. Like, he probably told them they were going to be there, and then they changed it. Card subject to change, dumbasses. It's gonna happen. Um, but literally, like the EC3 challenged Cal to a match at like a later Great Lakes Championship Wrestling show in December called Blizzard Brawl, um, and stuff like that. So it's like pretty funny. Um, and they just went into the match after that. There were not many other matches. Project 11 Bravo, part of CYN, aka Leo Fox, went up against Jake Logan. Weird ass fucking name in my opinion. I feel like that could be a gimmick between Jake Paul and Logan Paul, and they just mix the fucking first names. And I'm like, not a gimmick, but that's just the name wise. Um, Two big dudes brawling most of the time. Leo Fox was defending the honor of EC3 accepting his flag from being in the armed forces that he would carry around with him because they promote CYN's big into the military and help promoting and recognizing everybody who risked their lives and put their lives on the line for this country of the United States. And that was one of the things that was pretty cool. They gave him this awesome thing for he carried around a flag, and he was mentioning about how like they didn't fold it like a normal flag that they fold for the military. It was like rolled up type of thing. He was mentioning about how his father was in the military and all through Vietnam. I believe it was Vietnam. Um, he had it in his bag, and he would take with him, and then he did the same thing when he was in the Iraq War. He would take the flag with him, rolled up in his bag wherever he went, and then in almost like a memorial thing, as a recognition thing, gave it to EC3 as a sign of respect and a sign of true patriotism. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty interesting. I like that. And then Jake Paul, I almost said Jake Paul, fucking A. Jake Logan came back out and mentioned about, it was pretty much like, he's like, oh, this is so dumb that you're going to give a flag for a country, and like a rotten flag or whatever, and try to like get under the basic heel move tactics to get under the skin of the babyface wrestler here with Leo Fox, Project 11 Bravo for CYN. It wasn't a bad match. I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, let's go 3.5 out of 5. And there was like some other stuff in there too that it was pretty much just a brawl back and forth. They did a couple like the shoulder tackles, back and forth like that. It was good. It wasn't terrible. It was good. Trying to think. There's not many other matches that come to the top of my head. Clearly, not many of the matches were important to me. The Psycho Boy fodder one, that was probably the best one that I remember. But that was the top match for me. The main event with whoever the hell was on the GLCW team versus EC3, Adam Shear, Flip Gordon, and Deontay Smiley. fucking that was, oh my god. Flip Gordon, fantastic, but also his, holy shit, was his moveset gonna be limited with not being able to jump off the top rope because of the fucking ceiling. And then Deontay, sorry if I'm butchering your name, Deontay Smiley. Deontay Smiley was fantastic. He is jacked. He was also on, I believe, a few EAW matches if you look it up on YouTube. And he was good. He can wrestle. He can show it. And I want to see more with him, especially in live person. Flip Gordon's always fantastic doing the moonsaults. He took a beating for a lot of the match too on the CYN side, and then they destroyed pretty much everybody, including the heavyweight champion for GLCW on that side. With CYN came out with the win. That was pretty good. There was like a brawl in the middle of it, and then Deontay Smiley came in and came up with the pin. So that was awesome. Pretty much that was the whole show. I want to say it was like a 3 out of 5 for that 8-man tag match of Team CYN against Team GLCW. And then like it was probably like overall I'm gonna say a 3 out of 5 show. It wasn't terrible. It could have been better in a lot of spots, but I do mind you, it is a freaking Wisconsin random indie show that they're not going to probably do a lot with. But I would love to see Deontay Smiley more in person. I want to see more of Jordan Cross, see what he can do. More of the whole bunch of other people. More of Psycho Boy Fodder. Psycho Boy Fodder and Jordan Cross for GLCW. I want to see more. Fodder definitely more, and Deontay Smiley definitely more. I'd love to see all three of those do some work. I want to see Deontay Smiley in like a really good technical match. I want to see that going on. That guy has great moves. His drop kick is picture perfect. I know that phrase has been said a lot. Fodder has a great presence, especially with being like the psycho gimmick. You could do a lot with that, especially with some other people that could have been in the show. Maybe do it like a hardcore style or even a strong style match. I just want to see more wrestling in that match. They could have done better than the Man Bun Jesus, in my opinion, but you know, whatever. Card subject to change. I don't even know if he was supposed to wrestle him to begin with. Deontay Smiley would be great in a strong style match, definitely, with a Japanese style. Love to see that. Pretty much those are the top two that I want to see, and then Jordan Cross would be the third. Overall, this show I did a 3 out of 5. I'm going to go back to more shows, especially with Great Lakes Championship Wrestling. They put on great shows, and I could do some reviews here. Other than that, CYN, I was not impressed. I wanted to see your style matches, and I was disappointed that there was no control your narrative style matches without the refs and only winning by freaking knockout, submission, or can't stand. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see how crazy it can get with the Fight Club-esque presence that you guys are trying to pull, or whatever the hell you got the idea from. I want to see that. You guys could do a lot with it, and I want to see it. I am disappointed that we did not see it at all in this show. Circle B, Awakening at Circle B, not even a good name. You should have just called it Awakening. I'm just saying. Forget the Circle B part. Yeah, that's where it is, so I get that you're trying to get a good name. But I wanted to see more control your narrative style matches. That is it. I wanted to get into that in person to see how it is. I not look up the stuff on YouTube. I wanted to see it, or on Fight TV. I wanted to see it in person and how great it could be. Every single one of those CYN wrestlers have talent. Deontay Smiley, EC3, Adam Shear, Flip Gordon, Psycho by Fodder, freaking Jake Logan, Leo Fox. A lot of these, everyone here is talented, and I did not see a control your narrative style match, and I want to see how they do it. Alright? For more wrestling reviews, especially in person, and a whole bunch of other stuff, please follow or whatever where you get podcasts. Reason to Talk with Chris Reason is on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I believe there's a couple other ones out there if I'm forgetting them, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Follow Chris Reason Network or subscribe to Chris Reason Network on YouTube. And like, comment on all the videos and everything to get more content that way. There'll be a Mortal Kombat tournament coming out soon that will be edited all together, so I can't wait for that. And there's going to be a lot more tournaments and a lot more other stuff, vlogs, interviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff I'm going to be doing. More to come, episodes for A Reason to Talk with Chris Reason, and new YouTube videos come out on Chris Reason Network every Wednesday and Saturday at noon. So I'll be love to see you subscribe and come back for more. Check us out on Whatnot for Chris Reason Network when I do live auctions on there. eBay, Chris Reason Network, everywhere else. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening, and we will be back with more on A Reason to Talk with Chris Reason.